What's going on, everyone? Welcome back. Today I'm going to showcase the newly buffed Alolan Sandslash in the Open Great League. This Pokemon, with that access to Powder Snow, getting a little bit more raw damage, helps it out massively in the neutral scenarios that you're going to see this Pokemon in. The only issue is Ice and Steel is a little bit of a hit or miss defensive typing. There are a lot of Pokemon that you can Core Break here with this Pokemon, but also the Fire and Fighting types are just so bad for you, but hopefully our backline here should be able to make up for it. Really quickly, before we get into the battles, I do want to say if you're not currently subscribed to the channel, please consider doing so. It does help out quite a lot, and I'll be uploading a lot more in the futures. But yeah, let's get into the battles and see what this Pokemon can do. Got an opponent. We're going to see Sandslash into Wigglytuff. Fantastic lead here. Our backline does not do a lot of fast move pressure against this Pokemon, but I mean, that's fine, because we do have a lot of charge attack pressure through and through. And oftentimes, Pokemon like Wigglytuff here are actually weak to Sandslash in the back. I am a little bit concerned, though, on the moveset that this Pokemon might have. It could be on Brick Break, and if that is the case, that's not super ideal for us. But if it's not Brick Break, then that's better. They build up to 8. What are they going to throw here? I'm going to shield just in case. It's a Trailblaze. Shouldn't have shielded that, but I do need to get shields down here no matter what. And now, I mean, we are doing a lot of fast move pressure against them, so it'll be a little bit awkward for the Furret here, but since they do survive one Ice Punch, it makes it a little bit harder here to consistently knock this Pokemon out. Alright. They Trailblaze again. Makes sense, just in case I do shield that. I'm going to get as low as possible here to give less of a farm down potentially to that Wigglytuff if we can. And at this point, we'll see if they want to shield. They can win and switch if they want to. Looks like that is the play they're going for. But then I can get a Shadow Claw down with my Feraligatr. I can shield this move, Trailblaze or Swift. At this point, it's +2, so I don't really want to take it. And getting an energy lead here should make it so I can outpace that Wigglytuff. Do some charge attacks here. But they swap out immediately, actually, which is kind of crazy. But I guess it's going to work out a little bit for them because I don't really have a way to outpace them now to a next Hydro Cannon. But that's a lot of damage. And they're going to have to throw an alignment here, or else I get that Hydro Cannon off. So I can catch a Swift. And that should help out. But again, we don't know what's in the backline. I wouldn't be surprised if it was another fighting type weakness. It could be like a Bastiodon or a Steelix. And if that's the case, then I do have a lot of water type damage against them. But if it's anything else, you know, we'll see. And they still do have that Furret around, which, I mean, doesn't have a lot of HP on it, but it could put in some work here. So we'll see what they're going to do. I hope this is only a Swift here, but it might be an Icy Wind. I don't know for sure. Icy, yeah, I guess that makes sense. But I get an extra Hex out of that too, which is not terrible. Jellicent, okay. And now we should be able to swap into Feraligatr. We're one Shadow Claw away from a Hydro Cannon, so Shadow Ball plus Hydro Cannon should be enough. Or at least close to enough here to win us this game. And then, hopefully we can Hex things down. But honestly, maybe that Furret can still put in some work here. We'll see. Because Furret here has a little bit of HP on it. And they'll get a Sucker Punch or two against me. But I might be able to Hex this down too. And then go for a Surf against that Furret. Okay. I mean, that works out too. Either way, we'd have a Surf for either the Furret or the Jellicent. And so we're able to barely survive, get the Surf off. And Jellicent's actually able to clutch out the win here. So my Sandslash had so much play here this game. It actually had a little bit too much play, where I needed it for everything. But luckily my backline was still good enough neutrally that we could win it. Let's go. We got our next opponent. Let's see, Sandslash into Clodsire. Okay, pretty good lead, although they do have Earthquake potentially here that could do quite a bit of damage to us. Alright, so I don't really need Switch this game. More so, I need this Feraligatr gone. So I'm going to go for the Ice Punch, and I'll swap into my own Feraligatr. I know this is resisted damage, but, I mean, it's still going to trip them down a little bit and make it so hopefully I can hold on to either Switch advantage or potentially get a shield from them. Alright, maybe they're on Crunch too. That could be a little bit scary if that is the case, but surely they're not. And Hydro Cannon here should either knock them out or get their first shield. My Shadow Claw damage is doing quite a bit to them. My fast move pressure, though, on my Jellicent and my Sandslash are both resisted, so like, I think I would have to match shields here, really, to have much play. But if that Clodsire comes back in, I probably reach a Hydro Cannon against them before they can really do much. I'm a little bit concerned, though, like, what's in the back line at this point, right? I feel like the way our opponent's playing this out is, like, maybe there's something in the back line that also doesn't necessarily want to see our Sandslash. Oh, yeah, that is the case. So we'll actually just swap out here. And this is going to be an interesting game, but I think the Powder Snow damage that I got off against them, as well as the fact that I take no Poison Sting damage here, should really help us out to win this game. Alright, they're at an Earthquake now. They probably go for a bait here, no matter what their bait move is, but I can overfarm so much energy. My Powder Snows are doing a lot of damage. Oh, they full send. That's amazing. I'll do 5 and then throw the Ice Punch. Actually, I'll do 4, because I'd go to 100 energy if I do it otherwise. And if they're on Sludge Bomb, they'd actually be able to reach the move. Alright. Ice Punch gets the knockout. Next Ice Punch here should either get a knockout or potentially a shield. I would assume they have to shield this, right? The one tricky part, though, is Moltres here is still pretty healthy, right? So my Jellicent's going to have to be able to knock this out. But honestly, I think if Fly doesn't knock us out, they might have to Brave Bird or Payback. Yeah, they do Brave Bird. All right. Well, as long as my Jellicent can survive long enough to get one Surf off here, we should win the game. And I don't know if a Brave Bird can knock us out from here, even if they can reach it. And it looks like they can't quite reach it here. Surf should get the KO. And it looks like, once again, a Lowland Sandslash, a massive core breaker for their team. Let's go. All right, all right. Love to see that. All right, next game. We'll see Sandslash into Corviknight. Okay. I don't actually know how this goes. I would imagine it's probably pretty similar to how Empoleon plays out. Oh, wow. They swap into Marowak here. And, I mean, while I am weak to Mud Slap damage, they're also weak to Powder Snow, as well as my Ice Punches. I don't inherently need Switch advantage this game. At least not as much as they likely do. So I can come in my Jellicent here and absorb a lot of their damage, as well as getting their shields back with Surf. I don't have to shield. I can actually just win Switch and shield advantage right now, depending on what they want to do. I would imagine they instantly throw their next Bone Club, but that's still going to be kind of hard for this Marowak to finish off my Jellicent, right? Because I just get to the second Surf anyway. And there's a good chance the Corviknight could come back in here. Like, they'll just probably let this go, come in Corviknight. But if they do that, I get a Shadow Ball against them. And that's going to hurt. But I don't know if I want to give them a full farm down, right? So if they do come back in Corviknight, then I'll go for the Shadow Ball, probably swap into my Feraligatr. Because after a Shadow Ball, they're going to be in range where I can knock them out with a Hydro Cannon after the Shadow Claw damage. And it's not like Air Cutter does all that much to my Feraligatr either. I wouldn't be surprised with a second hard counter, though, to my Sandslash in the backline. We'll see. I'm only 4 more moves, though, away from an attack on my Sandslash. So even a really bad matchup, there's a good chance I could reach a move against, unless it's, like, really, really bad for us. We shield an Air Cutter. I mean, that's an obvious bait, but I can't really risk it there, I don't think. Alright, Hydro Cannon's gonna hurt. Let's see if we get a shield, or if they'll just let this go and hope their final Pokemon can win them the game. They let it go, they don't survive, and honestly, not even that bad of a Pokemon for me to see. I survive a move here. Body Slam's not going to knock us out. They're at 8. And then I can go for a Drill Run here as well, potentially, to win it. Get a shield on that, wow. 9, and they CMP. Okay, so they're back-to-back Body Slams. How much does a Body Slam do to us here? I'm actually kind of curious to see. Oh man, that Hydro Cannon even does quite a bit. Alright. Well, no shield. They'll go for that Body Slam. If I can survive to get to another Hydro, I'll just stay in. I think I can. Yeah. And Feraligatr putting in so much work actually here in the back. We didn't even really need our Sandslash this game. It got his shield, I guess, but it was just so dominant with our backline here. Nice. All right. See, that's why, like, Mud Slap, we're not resisting it with any of our Pokemon, but honestly, I'm not that scared of it here with this team. Jellicent and Sandslash, they're a pretty good duo. All right, we got our next opponent here. Let's see if we can keep on core breaking Sandslash into Florges. I would imagine that's a pretty good lead matchup because, I mean, they could have Chilling Water to debuff me, but I resist a lot of what they can do here. Okay, well, that's a little bit scary. I don't love it when my counter swap into a Primeape is a Jellicent. This is bad news. But maybe it doesn't matter. We'll see. Primeape is such a scary Pokemon because it can ramp up very quickly, And then, while they might have to go down shields initially, it doesn't matter because the longer the matchup goes, they just get their shields right back. And it's a non-shadow Primeape at that, so my fast move pressure is not adding up all that quickly. So, I don't know. I think I can survive this Rage Fist here at the very least, but that's about all I can do. I'll get Karate Chop down now if I stay in too long. You're gonna CMP, which makes a lot of sense here. I have to shield this, obviously. But at least I can shield. I can get their second shield. And then I can set up a situation where, at the very least, I can maybe knock this Pokemon out at some point and hope that their final Pokemon is not actually a counter to Sandslash. And I don't do any Shadow Claw damage here, though, unfortunately. I don't think I can farm this down. And that is not the news that I wanted to hear. I'll shield this up just in case it's a close combat, but it's not. This is really bad, because I don't have enough energy to outpace him to 2 moves. I only get this 1 move off. But there is a chance I can still win this game. It's going to be remarkably hard, but there is a chance here. Discharge will knock us out here. But I mean, maybe it doesn't. Maybe they undercharge or something. I don't even know if that's an undercharge. They might have just, like, not been able to knock us out. If I go for, like, enough of an undercharge here myself, then maybe I can get a Powder Snow down with my Sandslash. And then the energy lead there could be pretty helpful against their team. Because now I can outpace them to a move with that Primeape. And then hopefully that Florges is not going to win them the game. Alright, I guess they go for that play, whatever that was. That's fine by me. I just need to be able to get to 2 Ice Punches here, and have an Ice Punch ready for the other guy in the back. 4, 5. Alright, so they're 5 away from their next move. The one problem that I am seeing is there is a good chance here that 2 Chilling Waters could knock us out from this range. Alright, let's see what's going to happen. They have the Chilling Water now. So we go for the catch. And as long as they don't have, like, a close combat loaded on that Primeape, we could actually still win this game. Nice. They don't have a move just yet. We can go for the Ice Punch, knock this out, and I think now we Powder Snow down the rest of that Florges here, actually. They should be Energy Dry. Oh my goodness. Okay, Primeape is such an annoying Pokemon, but I guess just barely able to dance around it here. Let's go. Alright, next battle. Let's see, Sandslash into Pangoro. Pretty abysmal lead. Oh no. This is one of the worst leads I could realistically be seeing right now. But we'll see what we can do. I'll go for the Ice Punch here. And maybe that's good. I'll probably get a shield. Yeah. Maybe my Jellicent sweeps the backline. Then, I mean, close combat doesn't quite knock us out here, right? But they do have back-to-back ready to go. They Night Slash. If I called that, we'd be in a really good spot here. I mean, I do survive this move. I'm going to no-shield. Of course, I call it wrong. I swap for sure. Gourgeist in the back. Alright, well, I get the Ice Beam through, which is going to do quite a bit of damage. If I get an energy lead on my Jellicent, that is about the only way I can truly see myself having much play. Oh, man. Alright. We'll do this, I guess, whatever this is. Because I need to be able to farm this down with my Jellicent, I think. Oh, nice undercharge by them. But I think I still Hex down. But they might be able to just swap into Pangoro. Okay, they can't just yet. You know, we'll see what we can do. This is such a bad spot to be in, but maybe there's something in the back that gets one-shot by Jellicent. And Night Slash doesn't one-shot us. Oh, I don't know, dude. Is there anything I can beat? There's probably something. Surf's gonna hurt. It's probably gonna knock him out if they let it go. It's gotta be like Shadow Talonflame to have a chance. I don't know. They're probably going to go for a catch here, too. Oh, no, I can't beat that. That's just too bulky. No. I was locked in. I thought I had a chance there. I thought I had a chance there against a lot of things. I know Clodsire and Talonflame are really common pairings with that Pokemon, but it was just ABA weak to Annihilape. Oh my goodness. Got our next opponent here. All right, we're going to see Sandslash into Clefable. Okay. A lot of Clefables today. Unfortunately, as we've learned, not exactly the best matchup for Sandslash, but still playable. So we'll see what they want to do. I'm going to shield the first, because we've seen so many times here where my Sandslash is so much better across the board than it should be. Especially if they're staying in the lead. That probably means Sandslash has a lot of play here this game, so we'll shield the first, let them throw the second, and we'll play around the fact that maybe if we keep our Sandslash around, it could be good. But they do land a Meteor Mash now. Or they could. They're over-farming, I guess. They're at 8 right now, so they're at a Moonblast +1, or 2 away from back-to-back Meteor Mash. They throw immediately this time. And they're 2 away from the next move. But this time we don't fall for it. Dude, can I swap? Thank you. We don't fall for the play where they try to catch a move. Although, for some reason, I wasn't able to swap as quickly as I would have wanted. So hopefully I can still get 2 Hydro Cannons off first. I know I survive a Shadow Ball here at the very least. But that does hurt quite a bit. I think since they throw in bad timing, I actually do outpace the back-to-back here. Yeah. Which is kind of cool, I guess. But the bad part about this is I don't know if 2 resisted Hydro Cannons are enough. It's going to be close. Honestly, maybe it doesn't matter, though, if they're not enough, because my Sandslash looks like they're potentially putting in some work against their team. Honestly, I'm fine with the 1 HP survive. Sandslash hopefully still has some play left in this game. They might undercharge this if they want to get more energy here. Shoot. Oh, that is maybe the worst thing I could have done. Dang it, man. I should have either instantly thrown or not instantly thrown. Like, that is the worst thing that could have happened there by far. I can Hex down before they get a move off, but hopefully there's not a Furret in the back line. There's not. It's actually a Stunfisk here, which is playable, but it would have been so much easier if I didn't let that play happen a second ago, where I CMP the Ice Punch. I do survive a Discharge, which is kind of nice. We'll no-shield the first, I guess. They can always catch on us, which is not great. They try to, but luckily we see it coming. And because of that, now I have back-to-back Surfs. This should knock out, right? If it doesn't, then we're going to have a talk, Jellicent, but I think it does. The first Surf is going to do... Oh, yeah, easily. Okay, that was a tricky one. Honestly, I made a bit of a misplay there in the mid-game. If we would have just went for the full farm down against Clefable, this game would have been almost easily an instant win with all the energy we would have had there. But we were able to at least call the catch to still have some play here. And that Jellicent farm down against Clefable was massive. Alright, we got our next opponent. Hopefully no more Pangoro leads. That was kind of rough. Not great here. We see Charizard. Is it on Ember? It is, so we'll swap. I didn't want to, swap out just in case it's on Dragon Breath, but since it is on Ember here, they can outpace us pretty easily going for an Air Cutter. It's not going to one-shot us, but it will do a decent amount of chip damage. Okay. Well, that's not great. We'll see if we can get his shield here, though. The thing is, Chestnut probably survives this move, so I really shouldn't be going for a bait. But we get a shield. Maybe they aren't counting properly. That could always be a win condition. This is not ideal. Okay, I mean, if they superpower them, their defense stat will go down. And then maybe I can get a better farm down against them. And energy against that Charizard should be pretty good, too. Oh, they bait us, so they're at 5, 6. I mean, I think I still farm down here, even if they... Well, if they double bait especially, I'm fine. Let's see what they do. Yeah, they do Superpower this time, which I think is the right play. Like, now I have so much energy here on Sandslash that maybe it's not that bad for me. Depends on the final Pokemon, though. If they bring back in Charizard, I'd be pretty happy. They do. So they're at 2 right now, because they instantly air cuttered our Feraligatr. 3, 4, 5. I guess we'll catch the move here on our Jellicent. That way we can save a little bit of our Sandslash, just in case we do still need it. Oh, man. No! That's so sad. Just about one of the worst teams I could see here. I don't know, maybe... Like, even if they're on Brick Break, I lose. Honestly, especially if they're on Brick Break, I lose. They shield the Surf, though. That's interesting. Oh, man. That's so sad. Really bad lead matchup here for us. Honestly, nearly came back from about as RPS of a game as it gets. But unfortunately, it was just a little bit too RPS, right? And they ramp up their attack, which makes a lot of sense. Swift is going to not knock us out here, but the problem is they still have their Charizard for 1 Ember, and they get 2 more +2 Sucker Punches into us. So, like, even then, like, I can't even knock out with an Ice Punch. Ah, man. Imagine if it was not a super RPS game, then I could have won, but it was a really RPS game, and we lost. If this knocked out, then I could win this, but I know they're going to survive on 1 HP. Well, we'd tie, actually, if this knocked out, but we know it doesn't. Ah, man. Honestly, maybe if I didn't go for the catch with my Sandslash, or the air cutter there, maybe I could have won that. But man, that's another really unfortunate one. That's not... I don't feel like that's on me. That's just I don't think that's really winnable. All right, next battle. Hopefully we get a bit more of a playable game here. Clefable, okay. See, that's playable. I like that. Although, you know, as far as fairy types go, it's not exactly the best one for me to see. Just because Meteor Mash does 2-shot us here. And that is not great. Alright, we do survive 1 Meteor Mash, but it will hurt quite a bit. So I'll no-shield this, and we'll see what they want to do. I think there's a chance I can win CMP here. But, like, it's not a high chance. Really depends on how high rank both of these Pokemon are. Alright, Ice Punch. It's a 2-shot, basically, here. Oh, they catch? What was that on? Jellicent. Okay. Honestly, I guess it's good that they did this, because Jellicent is a bit of a hard Pokemon for my backline to deal with, so being able to lock in my Feraligatr here is pretty helpful. But they have a lot of energy left over on that Clefable. We're at 5. I have to shield this up, I think. Shadow Ball wouldn't knock us out, but it would do a lot. 6. Alright. Do they shield, or at this point, do they let this go? I would imagine they let it go. 7. 8. This is going to be a bit of a dicey game still. Because they could shield this and get that Shadow Ball through once again, if they want to. But no, they do let that go. We see the final Pokemon come in. Unfortunately, it is a Furret, which is a Pokemon I really did not want to see. They threw after 6, I think? Was that a CMP or not? It kind of looked like one. Get a shield, okay. Oh, it wasn't a CMP. So they're at 7, actually. I can't shield this, but I have to shield this, you know? This is bad. I don't think I can win this. But I have to try, you know? That is such a smart play. I hate it so much, but, like, that... It makes so much sense to do that. They built up a lot of energy on that Furret, and that's just... probably game. Like, if I could store energy on my Feraligatr, I'd be able to win. But I can't. They don't even throw energy against us? Oh man, no! If I needed them to throw energy so I could hex them down, and then double surf the Furret. Sandslash into Wigglytuff. There we go. That's a pretty good lead matchup. Backline does not want to see this Pokemon by any means. The worst thing about this is, if they do get it against my backline, then potentially my Ghost-type damage doesn't do a lot, but they're staying in. At least they were. A lot of Jellicents today, man, okay. Well, this isn't terrible for us, though. I don't let a catch happen, and I would imagine right now, they stayed in so long with that Wigglytuff into us. There's a chance they're a little bit weak to our Sandslash. And it's not like the energy from that Wigglytuff does all that much here into my Jellicent. So, I mean, we'll see what happens, but I think we're still in a decent spot. We're at the next Hydro Cannon now. I don't know if this is quite enough to knock out. It's going to be so close. Might get a shield here. I wouldn't mind a shield, honestly. I'm fine with a no shield, too. Keeping switch against Wigglytuff is helpful. And they only get one charm out of that. Alright. I'll go for the Ice Punch here. I'm almost at back-to-back moves anyway, so I might as well chip this down into Surf range if possible. They can't really Icy Wind us here, because, well, obviously that is pretty resisted by us. They throw on Alignment, which is smart, because I was pretty close to my next Ice Punch anyway. What are they going to throw? Yeah, just a Swift to chip us down a little bit. I'm going to build up here once again, though, because I feel like they're scared of A-Slash. I might as well build up some free energy against this Pokemon. Like, what is it, like a Basti in the back, maybe? I could see that. Ice Punch. It's a shield, wow. Okay. Oh, that is a Ludicolo. I think we're still fine here, right? Because Shadow Ball is a very efficient move. Not exactly a Pokemon I'd say is weak to Sandslash, but I could see why they didn't want to use it as a Sandslash counter either. Shadow Ball gets a shield, that makes sense. It's going to do a lot more damage than anything my Sandslash can do. I would be surprised, though, if they actually full sent a Leaf Storm here, but I can't take that risk. Alright, they're at 6, so they're at 2, 3, 4. I mean, unless I grossly miscounted this is just a Weather Ball, which we should survive, so I'll no-shield it. Yeah. And then we can come back in Alolan Sandslash, and that should win us the game. Is this one-shot? I don't think it quite knocks out from here, right? Nah, but that's Powder Snow downrange. And then we have the Ice Punch ready to go. Pretty good alignment for us. Ludicolo, a little bit of a core breaker, actually, for our team in the backline. But luckily, Sandslash put in a lot of work here. We didn't let a catch happen as well. We were able to pick up the win. Ice Punch does knock out the Wigglytuff. Let's go, GG's. Ooh, Carbink lead. Beautiful stuff. Whole team has planted this, although Carbink also has played against my whole team just because, for some reason, the resisted rock throws here do so much damage. But we'll see what we can do. Because these drill runs will outpace. Rock Slide will hurt, though, so maybe I want to use a shield. There's a good chance in the backline there could be grass types. I see, like, that is a pretty common team in GBL recently, is like Carbink plus grass type Pokemon, so I do want to save my A-Slash if I can help it. Alright. We're back-to-back drill run right now. Is this enough to knock out, or is this a 1 HP survive? If it's a 1 HP survive, I'm going to be so sad. That's a knockout, just barely. Ooh, Marowak comes in. Okay. I'm going to swap here, I think. Am I? Should I? Probably should. I'm actually going to bring in Jellicent, though, just because it is a little bit bulkier, and it should be able to survive the moves a little bit better. Oh, it's a good thing that I did, too. We bait out a Cradilly, which my Alolan Sandslash would be amazing against. Although, honestly, Jellicent isn't even that bad here either. You're going to see, I don't get one-shot by a charge attack by Cradilly. And that's where this is going to get a little bit awkward for them. But they have that Marowak still around with a bit of energy on it, which I don't love. Oh, nice Rock Tomb bait call as well. Alright. Shadow Ball might not knock out, though, thanks to that debuff. I would love it, though, if it were enough. Let's see. Just not enough. But we Hex down. Okay, that's huge. Now we can get to a Surf, but I'm actually going to save the Surf just because I'm debuffed, right? I can no-shield this attack here. It's just a Bone Club. It doesn't knock us out. And they should be 3 away from their next. They might be able to farm us down here. But even if they do, I have that Surf ready to go on my Jellicent. So I just save my shield for the Bone Club, and it should be fine. And honestly, Bone Club doesn't even knock out or Jellicent from this range, I don't think. Yeah, we have the move ready to go here. Marowak would need a little bit too much in the tank to win this game. So Surf should just get a knockout. Yeah, let's go. Nice. That was an interesting team there. Glad I was able to beat it. All right, that's not a bad start here to the day. 4-1 set with this team. It's kind of a throwback team, right? But it's also just, I think, a pretty fun team here in the current season, too. That gets us up to 29-47. Oh boy, okay. Alolan Sandslash, as we kind of saw in today's video, a very good core breaker, but not always the best answer to a lot of things in the meta. It does have a lot of play right now, but it can be a little bit more RPS than I'd like it to be. But I think this team was still a lot of fun to use and a very good showcase of what Alolan Sandslash can do. Anyways, thank you so much for watching, take care, and I'll see you in the next one.